Basically Monday, episode 47. We are back. It is March, and we have been gone for 2 weeks because that's what happens when you're adults with adult lives. But actually, it was my fault. I was sick, so we decided to postpone. Well, actually,
I
the
was also
first
sick.
week. I don't even know. Anyways, you can basically just assume that this is gonna happen like at least bi-weekly. I mean, at least that. That's pretty good, I think. But here we are, episode 47, back here with my co-hosts Valero and John. How are the both of you
Hey,
doing?
Good.
How about that's that's great to hear.
pretty good.
Yeah, with the start of the March comes, for me, I feel like the start of my life becoming way too busy because every month has at least one thing that everyone in the nation is celebrating. So, yeah, but two really nice things that gets to start off the busy period is that we had a birthday, Valero.
Uh,
Happy birthday to
Yeah,
you.
happy birthday.
hey, I'm old.
Um, Welcome to 33.
Yeah,
It
I've
is
finally made it.
no different than 32 or 31.
Nope, not at all. Like at this point, it's just not fair that the number keeps going up. I'm just like, hold on, you guys. Like, wait, like that doesn't need to keep
Well,
happening. I'm still the same.
it'll kind of matter. Actually, this is the last year it'll not matter. Next year you'll probably be like, shit, like next year's 35. And then you
Oof.
won't care for like 36, 37, and then you'll start feeling it again. I think, at least.
Oh,
I might be wrong. What do you think, John?
I feel like I feel it every year, but I feel like part of that now is just because I have a kid. So it's I was just telling somebody else this. Like when I take pictures of her, I took a picture of her the other day, and it was in the exact same spot I took a picture of her when she was like 6 months. And I remember thinking when I took the picture at 6 months and looking at it, I was like, shit, like that guy looks tired. Like I still looked fine. I just looked tired. Like I hadn't slept. And the picture I took a few days ago, I looked at. I didn't think, wow, he looks tired. I thought, wow, he looks old. and and
That
like
that went the
noticeably.
completely other way. I thought you were gonna say like, "Wow,
yeah.
he looks happy," and then
No,
you're like, "You
no.
said no, he looks old."
I mean, happy too, happy too for sure. But like thinking about what you were saying, like if you, how much it matters, I just notice it so much more because like the other thing I noticed in those pictures is that she looks a lot more bright and vibrant, and like you can very clearly see she's got a lot of time, and it's a very adventurous sort of spirit that kids have. So like, and I have none of that. Like I look like I want to go sit down. So so
Like
yeah,
she's literally taking the energy and life away from you
yeah,
directly.
no, 1,000%. I think that actually is a real thing, probably. But yeah,
Yeah,
to
basically.
the question you asked, yeah, I think that's a normal like trajectory the way you laid it out, like that kind of ladder, unless maybe you have a kid, because I feel like it's just inescapable, like for some reason, at least for me, it has been inescapable, like how mortal I am looking at my child. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, other than looking at your child, what else has made you feel old lately? Since we haven't had that check-in in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah. Huh. Um. Yeah, that what yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else other than the thing I put like in the chat the other day. Cuz that did also kind of make me feel old. Like um but yeah, basically yeah, I'm in school, so like sometimes that makes me feel old. And like some of the things that are going on in schools lately, like they have AI detection tools now just to make sure you're not using AI, which is crazy to even think about for me because like the last time I was in school, that didn't even exist. So it seems odd, like the way that they think about school now is just very opposite how I think about school.
Mhm.
Not bad, just different.
So wait, so you are aware of how old all your classmates are?
In some of the classes, yes, because we have like introductory discussion posts a lot of times when those like 'cause it's all online, so like people get to choose stuff about their lives that they want to share with the class, and a lot of them share their age. And while there are a decent amount of like returning students, or some people are even older than me. Like most of them are still like I'm definitely in the upper bracket in terms of age. So
Okay. Do you think do you think people would lie, or do you think people still lie about their age that way?
probably. Online, I think they lie less.
Hmm. Wait, is this like a video? Like, are you guys all on like a giant Zoom call, or is it just like
Mm-mm.
a message board?
Just a message board. You can choose to show. You can choose to also show pictures though, and I've seen a lot of the pictures of a lot of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe I don't have enough trust in people, but I immediately just assumed no one would tell the truth. Like not,
Like, hey,
I mean
I'm
the guys
18.
probably, but like not the women.
Yeah, that's true.
Dependent. Which is why I asked. I don't know if that's still like a cultural thing. Like,
I
is it still like not like
Yeah, I
are you
think it's
not
the
supposed to tell
opposite.
people how old you are
I think it's the
as a
opposite now.
woman?
I think it's cool to do it now. I think it's like cool to say like, look at me, I'm X age and I don't care. Like, age is just a number. I feel, I'm as old as I feel type deal.
Okay. I mean, I've always thought that, but at least that's cool that people
Yeah,
realize that now, I
I
guess.
think a
I
lot of
don't know.
people identify with that sentiment for sure.
All right. So that would make it so that people are more forthcoming online in a way that would be believable.
Yeah, yep.
Okay. Well, yeah, actually like very related. I live near a college campus and Valero and I were near there today. And like I was saying that earlier, like maybe even last year around this time, I would go around the campus and I would still feel like I could blend in a bit easily. But now, just this semester that started, I'm looking at all of them. I'm like, these are kindergartners. Like,
Yeah, yep.
these are babies. Like,
Mhm.
what? Like, I cannot, yeah, like, I cannot, like, be hanging around these areas or circles. Not that I ever was, but yeah, that was a very, like, stark realization that, oh, okay, like, I'm finally getting to that point, even though like I'm still consistently mistaken for someone much younger.
Yeah, yeah. That's reasonable. But I feel like yeah, you just can't escape. You just can't escape that. Like, I feel like every time you go outside, you're gonna as you get older, you're just gonna be reminded that like the world is slowly turning away from what you identify with. Unless you're just like super hip with the times and like you just change with the world, that could be possible too. But I feel like most people don't do that. I feel like most people probably reach an age where they're like, all right, these are my ideals. This is sort of where I'm comfortable. You might learn some new things around the way, but they just sort of solidify more. And then like once that happens, the world around you just immediately lets you know like, yeah, you're old news now.
Hmm.
The other thing
For
that made me feel
sure.
old is I was telling someone like when I started like my background in like data and like I started working at Cielo like and then a year and a half maybe later is when I first started learning like data stuff in Excel. That was 2014. That was 10 years.
Wasn't
I'm pretty sure it was 2014 or 15. So almost 10 years ago.
wasn't
Uh,
the Foot
yeah.
Locker job a data thing too, or no?
No, that was just well, kinda. It was like data entry, but like it wasn't. I was literally just typing in the numbers and then pressing enter. That's it.
But you were in a database, right?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I was. Yeah. So God, even older than 12, like yeah,
That's
11
resume
years.
building, man.
Yeah, correct. Ugh.
As if anyone uses those. Are those still a thing? I'm
Yeah,
assuming so.
yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Do you think that'll ever be phased out? Is there a next like evolution of the resume?
It depends on the job, but I would probably say like projects. Like I can see for software engineering or for like law or like other places like that, people kind of probably know how good you are based on like how known your work might be.
Interesting. Huh. So everyone's gonna have to have like
Or like
a
a
filmography.
yeah, like a portfolio and like that intro video. Like, yeah, I could see that happening.
Oh God, holy
Yeah, that'd be
wow,
pretty terrible, but I can definitely see
that
it
hurt.
happening.
So then, like, what's even the point? Like, I'm already lying on my resume. You think that you think that I'm gonna build this whole website and like do this whole video and you're gonna get like the real, true, genuine me?
No, it's just a game like everything else. It's just who can who can play the game, who can lie the best.
That's tough though. It's like, so how can you make your headshot website be like custom or tailor made to every single job that you're applying for? That's not possible.
No, I think there will just be some like keyword things like for certain industries, like things you can show across several different jobs. Like you wouldn't get so specific as to say like, all right, like yeah, I do data entry here, watch me type these numbers. But like you could be like, yeah, for if it's anything with analytics, you could just be like, yeah, like I've created dashboards. You could just like literally throw a dashboard on the screen and like have that shit come in from different sizes and shit.
It's
Just like all the other companies do.
that's wild that like it's literally like as a modern day employee, you have to treat yourself as like an athlete, like a free
Like a
agent. It's like,
business.
hey, watch my tape. Like, hey,
Yeah.
look at this. Like, ah, look at this clip.
Yeah,
Look at my
you're a businessman.
look at my senior year highlights.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
senior year highlights. Yeah, pretty much.
yeah. You doing
Like that's
business, man? I'm a business man.
Man,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like that's kind of why I was like asking you earlier about like what your current status on social media is, and like how like it was just like getting a gauge of like whether you have like stuff out there. Because like I was thinking like yeah, if you don't have
I don't need
anything
that.
today, like people will just like yeah, it's like they won't consider you for anything. Like actually, like the idea of actually getting to know someone or talking to them, like that's not even worth it. Like you just have to take one glance at their social media and then you already know like whether you want to work with them, be friends with them, like whatever it is. And like the
That's a
better your
huge
social
problem.
media is,
It is a
the
huge
better
problem.
chance that you'll have like that connection would be like accepted and you would get the opportunity to begin with.
Like,
So yeah, that is a problem.
how in the world could you like become aware of a person one day and then within 1 hour decide that all the potential like relationship like building that you had is useless because of the things that they have decided to put on their profile.
I think just because
How
we've
could you ever know that?
yeah, you can't. No, you really you actually can't. But I feel like we just boiled
You
it
can.
we boil it down to that with social media. That's kind of like one of the biggest drawbacks about social media is just like we've decided there are some ideals that are so important that if you hold the opposite one or any version that's not the one I hold, then like I literally can't even find any value in you as a human being. Which is
Yeah,
crazy, like because you would
it's
never
very crazy.
in any other circumstance, like you might work with people who have completely different thought process from you and on everything else, but like you guys might just mesh together with certain things. But yeah, you just completely and that's kind of the yeah, I wish people didn't have to get to know each other like that because yeah, you just never actually give anyone a chance that way.
Okay, two follow-up questions on that. One, for both of you guys. What, like in the same way that someone could go and look in your profile and then immediately be triggered and say, "Oh, this person's so and so, woo woo woo," like I don't want to have anything to do with them. Do you guys, is there anything that you consider like true fighting words? Like if someone said this to you, you'd be like, "Oh, okay, well then we're gonna throw down. I'm gonna make sure that I hurt you right now."
Like
Say?
real fighting words, like for real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like actual, like physically, like
Yes,
I'm
like
going to
real,
risk
like,
myself.
oh, those are fighting words. Like the way people say that. And there are some people out there that are like when they say it, they mean it.
Mhm.
But I'm wondering for you guys, is that just Is that just a idiom or like a saying for you, or is there something that someone could actually say or that you could see where you'd be like, "Oh, I'm ready to fight this person."
That's hard. I can't.
Say no.
Yeah, like I can't really think of anything because it's like you're gonna put yourself. If I throw the first punch, then like I have to now like potentially protect myself like legally and all this bullshit. Like, and then I might get in trouble for it. It's just like I don't know. Is actual fighting words? I would say anything where it's just like any like threats. I feel like true threats where I feel like it needs to be handled right then and there. Then I feel like yeah, that could possibly like cause me to take the first move or at least escalate it so the moves will get taken. Because also, if you play it right, like it's hard to tell who really does the first move. Like if you just like get close and then like nudge him and then he nudges you back and it's like you don't know who threw the first punch at that point, but you just know that guy was talking all the shit. So like if anything goes down, like how would they ever prove it was completely your fault or you were the first aggressor? So like if you're like of the
Oh,
right state of mind, you could still get away with
I
it.
see. The Rittenhouse defense.
Yeah, the George Zimmerman defense. Yeah, yep.
Oh, okay, well, interesting. So are you saying no, Blur?
Other than that, yeah, basically no. I can't think of anything fighting words. Not in my current life situation, no. If I was in a jail, then like yeah, because like you have to at that point. But
Yeah.
like if I'm not in a jail and I'm just like free or
I
in a
mean, do we
gang,
know that for real? Are we just assuming just from what we've seen of prison media again?
well, I just assume that's just like a social dynamic. Like if someone like goes up to you and says you're a bitch or like call like just disrespects you because they think it's funny and you don't do anything about it, they'll just continue to do it forever. But if you at least like put up a fight, like even if you get your ass kicked, they at least won't do it anymore. And so like in normal life, like if you get into a situation where like someone starts making fun of you or like disrespects you, you could just leave. Like, but when you're in jail, like you can't leave. So like I guess then you would have to actually like either stick up for yourself or just like live with that forever.
Yeah.
True.
But yeah, I like that's exactly why there's no fighting words for me because like I could just remove myself from the situation before I ever get to a point where I could end up regretting it.
Hmm. What about you, John?
Yeah, same. I think Valero said it pretty well. Like in real life, you can just leave. And honestly, I probably if you're just openly insulting me in the street, you probably have less to lose than I do. So I'm
Yeah,
just not interested. Like,
right. Like your insults mean nothing to
yeah.
me.
If you have to bait me into a fight, like if you really wanted to fight, you could have just came with me and punched me. But you clearly don't want to fight. That's why you're trying to bait me into one.
Mm,
That's also true, yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
If you
Hmm,
wanted to
so
fight, you
wise.
could have thrown the first punch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's true.
baby.
Yeah. If you wanted me, I was right here the whole time, and you just
Yeah.
decided an insult was better instead. Nah, you're not about it. And
Yeah, I
neither
should
am
have asked
I,
you guys
so
15 years
I'm on
ago.
my way.
Even then, I mean, everyone here is pretty level-headed. I don't think anyone's actually gonna like fight someone for real. The only way I would actually ever do it, the only word fighting words for me is, if you do not fight my fighter here, I will shoot you right now. I'd be like, okay, well, I guess I'll fight him then.
Guess them's fighting words.
Yeah, all right. I see your deal, and I will take
Yeah.
it.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
going back to the what makes you feel old thing, and then like also like when you were like, yeah, some people, some people like just change with the times and like they keep adapting, but if you don't, then like it's a constant reminder. Like I feel like one thing that I don't think I'll ever get into is saying on God. I don't think I could ever do it. Like I don't care how popular it gets
Oh
and how much it
God.
outs me as an old person, but like I don't think I could bring myself to do it.
Oh
And
God.
also, if I did, would you guys start judging me? Like, if I was constantly like suddenly like on God, like or like
No.
sheesh, like
No. I might start
no,
saying it. I might start saying it more honestly if you start saying it. Just because we're around
Yeah.
each other enough, like I might just pick it up.
that'd be hilarious. Oh, okay. I thought for sure I would get all the judgment. Like you guys would be like, "What the fuck is this sellout?" But okay, that's
No, I
nice.
think generally, like if you're friends with someone, like I mean, I want to be able to communicate with someone that I like care about. So if that's like the type of words that you want to use to communicate, then yeah, I'll start using them too, so that we can like understand each other.
Yeah, as
All
long as
right.
the
And
change
from
isn't
now
so
on, we're gonna.
drastic.
I was gonna say from now on, we're gonna end every sentence with "on God, on God,
Oh God.
on
On
God,
guard or on guard.
avant-garde." No,
Avant-garde. Yeah, as long as the change isn't so drastic, like all at once, that I just can't understand you. Like that would just be annoying. Like I don't care if you adopt new stuff, but you can't adopt an entire new way of talking and then just like expect everyone else around you to just be like, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
like that makes sense. That's the English I know and love.
No.
Yeah, that's true. All right, that's interesting. That's actually not what I thought you guys would say to that. I thought you'd be like, no, like with straight faces, be like, no.
No, I mean, just like how we were saying with the looking at someone's profile and seeing one thing that you don't agree with and throwing the whole person and possibility away. It's like I'm not just because you're into something right now, like all of a sudden like everything everything is ruined. Everything that we built is thrown away. Like that's madness. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I would be.
Yeah, so yeah,
Yep.
I don't know. It's just yeah, it's a I feel sorry for all of you that are listening to this in 22, 22. I mean, I'm sure you figured things. Actually, if you're listening to this in 22, 22,
You probably
I
didn't figure
imagine
it.
things are not
No.
going well.
No, yeah. You're looking for clues right
Yeah.
now, and there's not
They're
much we can
looking
do to
for
help you.
clues.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's
Is
like,
there
here's
any
something.
There's
is there any media that we like seek out from? I can't do the math right now. How far ahead is that
the
from us?
1800s. 22. You said
22,
22, 22.
22.
Yeah,
That's
so
$200
from the
from now.
1800s. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Oh, so
that's
if we go
actually not even that
backwards,
long ago.
No, it's not.
We talk about the 1800s all the time.
Yeah.
yeah, that is true. Back, I mean, when I was younger, I felt like the 1800s was like so long ago, no one even knew it existed. But like now that I'm older and understand like history and like and like how not that long ago it was, I guess it's not really that long. Like 200 years, like that's like literally like it's that's only like what 4 generations basically. Like my great grandpa was born in the 1800s, and like I'm sure I don't have like the oldest possible like generation lineage.
True.
So I'm sure it could get even more than that. I didn't I hear I thought I heard recently like that like George Washington's like great grandson like just recently passed or something like that, and like that's not even that like far removed. Like just two greats, that's it. Like, and he was
Yeah.
around in the 200, or he was like one of the like the founding fathers like descendants. Like,
Yeah, because I thought Washington didn't have kids.
and maybe it wasn't him. It was like yeah, one of like the first couple dudes. I was like, damn, he was alive in the 1700s, and like that's your grandpa's grandpa. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's yeah, things are really falling apart. Speaking of things falling apart, uh, did you guys see that Miss Haley threw the towel in and gave up? And she was like, "All right, just let those two old dementia guys fight it out in November."
Oh, holy shit!
Oh,
I was like, what are we talking about?
Nikki Haley, yeah, in the presidential race. Yeah,
No, I did not
yeah,
see that.
it's a shame. she should have just kept going for the country. But I mean, that would be quite a sacrifice to make, running a race that you know for sure you'll lose.
Is it though? I heard she had millions and millions in donations.
Really? Can you use donations to like buy yourself like dinner and stuff?
As long as no one finds out. As long as like that what was that, George Santos or the guy was.
Yeah, right. He was like buying OnlyFans and shit with it.
Yeah, like what were you thinking?
Yeah, like you didn't try and funnel that into anything else, or like at least like put it into another account first. Like he just did it directly with that, like with his yeah, with his
Oh, you could
campaign
at least
account credit card.
the easy, like, just go to Walgreens and get a gift card. That's
Yeah,
all
that's
you
it.
have to do.
That's
That's
always
it.
it. That's it. Get a prepaid Visa, a gift card, something like that. Yeah, that's literally all you need. Like, but
Yeah.
he's like, nah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, use the government credit card itself.
Yeah, yeah, it was literally a government card. Yeah, that is true.
Oh my God. Yeah, if everyone is just basing their relationships on the profiles that people make, and now with AI being so indiscernible to the point where actually, yeah, this is a good time. So, John, there was something that you told us recently and that you mentioned at the beginning of the podcast about AI in schools and how some professors are like flagging assignments as being written with AI when they aren't actually. So, do you want to like explain that whole situation?
Yeah, so I was yeah, they use AI detection software basically to try to determine whether things were written by AI or not. So like, did the student use AI to write their essay? Usually it's usually around like written documents, like essays, that kind of thing. Um, so yeah, so I actually got accused of using one of those, and I actually didn't use it. So I had written it myself.
Yeah, let me forward. Someone actually just posted on the ChatGPT subreddit that the exact same story, and then immediately the first response was this. Uh, it was basically. I'll just read it. It just says statements from various major American universities on why they won't support or allow the use of any of these detector tools for academic integrity. And then he just posted like literally like what is this, like 8 links from like MIT, Berkeley, Northwestern, like all these like crazy Yale, like all these crazy places that like have like these articles and like school policy that they won't allow them. And I haven't even clicked on the links and like read the articles, but I already know like for the most part probably what they're saying. And it's just that like it's like you can't you can't actually detect whether something was written by AI or not. Like it's just not possible because you the AI is just copying what humans wrote for one, and two, like you can tell the AI to write anything in any way that you could possibly want. Like
Hmm.
so,
Like,
like
couldn't I tell it to defend me against the accusation? Like, I write it in an email that's actually written in AI.
yeah, you could,
Yeah,
you
but
could,
that's the answer. You can't. You could in any of those scenarios, it could be the kid actually doing the work, or it could be cheating, and you have no way of actually knowing. So to act like the detection software does anything is just kind of ridiculous.
But the thing
yeah.
that got me that you didn't like expound upon was that like this professor thought you were using AI because the work was like too good.
It said the specific comment that she wrote when she took off points, and that's the other thing. She didn't even take off full points, and I didn't even realize how silly this was until I had said it to you all. And Valero had said like she's not even convinced that you actually cheated. She only took off 10%. So like,
Yeah,
if you really were convinced that I'm cheating, just give me a zero, and then
Yeah.
deal with me fighting you on the 0. But that tells me you're not convinced of that. You're trying to
Yeah.
you're not convinced that it works, but you're also not convinced I'm not cheating. So you're trying to ride this weirdo middle line where you're like, haha, I know you used it, but it's okay. Like, if it's okay, why are you docking me points? And if it's not okay, give me a fucking 0. So yeah,
Right.
that's what was so crazy. But anyway, the comment that she wrote when she took off 10% was, uh, this is coming up as having more than 70% of the content be AI generated. Which, like, again, how are you determining the sentence to be AI generated? As if a human couldn't write a sentence. Like, and what I wrote, again, it wasn't even anything crazy. It was literally about an article. She gave us one of 3 articles and said, write about one of these and explain what the article is about. I literally just said what the article was about. She's like, yeah, that's AI. Like, what could I have said then that would have fulfilled the assignment and still, like, not have been AI generated? So yeah, I sent her this whole big email about that, like, basically saying I didn't cheat, and I, basically don't appreciate being accused. I don't know if I ever told you, like, she actually got back to me, um, and yeah, she basically gave me the points back and just said,
Oh, really?
yeah. So she
Okay.
gave me the points back, and she said that she said she put it through another AI detection tool, and it came up 70% again. So, but that she was just going to give me the points back anyway, and that she was sorry that she said, I'm sorry about this, comma, a lot of students have been using this, and I've been finding it to be more and more prevalent. So again, you're convinced other
Right.
kids are using it, but you're not convinced I'm using it. Like, okay, that might be the case. Like, maybe there's some weirdo things going on with the other students, but yeah, that's the whole thing just
Why
made it
dock your points? I just don't
right,
understand.
right. It
If
doesn't
you're literally gonna give up on your evidence that hard, I feel
easily,
like
yeah,
that's like dirty cop methods. Like,
yeah.
it's like
She's
you
like
find
trying to
like
get you to admit
someone,
it, yeah, like trying to get
yeah,
you to
like
own up
bring
to
them
it,
in,
yeah.
just make it so like they won't like even
Gross,
try and fight it or anything, and then just like get it. So it's like,
yeah,
yeah, I got one. They're using it. I know it. I found one,
yeah.
and it happened, but they're taken care of.
Well,
But
that's the
like,
other.
it's like shit evidence. Like,
Yeah, it's it's shit if you're not. Yeah, if you're just trying to catch it. So yeah, that's the other thing about her too that frustrates me is that, like, if it was anyone else, like, discussion, the thing that she's accusing me of cheating on, first of all, is the smallest portion of our grade. So the rest of what we're doing is like labs that have like code in them, the reading assignments that are participation driven, and then the discussions. Like, and then there's 1 or 2 tests. The discussions are worth the least amount of points. I have been like back and forth with her over, because this is probably the first class I don't think I'm going to get an A in. And like I've been talking to her for maybe 3 or 4 weeks. Like, we have 5 or 6 messages since the beginning of the semester where I'm reaching out to her, asking her about things. If I didn't care, if I was actually trying to cheat, why would I bother acting like I care? Why would I bother going back and forth with you, turning in assignments late just so that I can make sure I like understand the concept before I just hand it off for the grade? I could have been cheating a long time ago. Why would I give myself like a B to cheat? Like, what fucking good is that? If I'm gonna cheat, I'm gonna like fucking get the A. So yeah, that's the
yeah,
other thing that like bothered me about her, because it was almost as if she was suggesting I wasn't smart enough to have written the post.
yeah, that's basically
Yeah.
exactly it.
But she also gave me the points back, so it's just like, all right, so you know that's not me, so why'd you even go through this? Like, what was the point of
So
this?
what did you exactly say to make it so she gave the points back?
Nothing. I just said, like, I just that email that I put in the chat. That's all I wrote to her. She said she would check, she would look into it, and then 2 days later she had changed it and wrote the comment saying sorry that she had docked the points. That's it. I just told, and I actually consulted Danielle about this too, because I think it could have gone one of a couple different ways, right? I could have just been like, I could have went fucking scorched earth immediately, right, and just been
Hmm.
like, I'll be talking to so and so and so and so though, because this is some bullshit. Like, I could have went that route, but she's been relatively like nice to me, and she's worked with me try to get like me understanding the class. So I didn't want to go nuclear on her, so I just was like, listen. I spent a long time writing that article. I spent 2 hours reading it, understanding the concept so that I could write it in an essay format, and I wrote my discussion. It took 2 hours. Now you're accusing me of cheating. That's a bit disheartening because I'm working very hard in this class to make sure that I understand what's going on. What's my recourse? And then she was like, oh, okay, let me look into it. And then she just immediately gave up.
Yeah, she was like, man, That email was AI too. I can't believe this guy.
Yeah, and that's what I almost like if she had came back and said anything other than I'm looking into it, or like you're not, if she had said like you're not getting the points back, I would have been like, I would like you to put your last email to me in AI generator and tell me what it says.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like completely.
because this is ridiculous. But they're very, I mean, universities now are super pro student. Like unless they can really, really prove you fucked up, it's gonna be real hard. Like they're gonna probably cave in most scenarios. I'm almost certain of it. Because like they don't want to. They're so afraid of like being accused of any wrongdoing. Like they are already catching tons of heat because of the whole student loan crisis right now. So they are like, all right, you're like if I walked in there, I probably wouldn't have to tell them like I'm a African American student who feels like who feels discriminated against. Like I already know there's people out there who are doing that. So like yeah, it's crazy. I don't even think they are would ever enforce their rules just because of that. Like they're just afraid of ever being on the wrong side,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is probably why a lot of kids are using AI because they can get away with it.
Yeah, I looked at like one of the articles that they posted, like the first one by MIT. And like I only actually like read like the first like two paragraphs or something like that. But basically they are basically saying like they just like accept that kids are using it now and just try and focus on like just how things are written. And then if you used AI to write it, then like so be it. But it still has to have like these certain aspects that like
Or
it
just
should
use
have.
use a different method to test students for their knowledge. Like it's really not that hard. I don't understand why like we're so committed to the olden way of like school that we're just like, oh, AI, what we just have to get that out of here. Like it's just like the internet. Like you have to adapt. Like I don't understand why colleges would want to section out AI. Like if you know they're using AI, like make them do something that would be would be more difficult for them to do using AI than just learning it.
Right.
Like it just doesn't make
Do
any
you guys
sense.
do you guys remember what the deal was or how universities or schools handled it when like actual smartphones became a thing? Like I have a connection in every like room in this building type of
You can like look up the
smartphone.
answers to stuff.
Yeah.
At first, they did the same thing that universities are doing with AI. They just like would say to not have them like they
Yeah,
would
you
say
can
not
have
have
your
them
own
out, or
one.
they just tell yeah they'd confiscate them. Yeah, that's what they used to
Yeah.
do.
They used to literally take them away. Like
Yeah.
you can't have that.
Okay.
Then they got smart and realized that was never going to work.
Yeah, and then parents started yelling at them like, "You can't take my kid's $1,000 iPhone away. Like, don't touch it." And it's for emergencies. So then there's
Yeah.
like, okay, fine.
So do you guys think these tools are more because to build on this, there's also the Soros thing that came out recently. I'm assuming you know about it, Valero. The Soros
Soros?
AI, the one that can generate videos.
Oh yes, yep, yeah. I heard about that.
Yeah. Are you familiar with this, John?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so just like ChatGPT, obviously this is all, grown and escalated beyond text-based generation. It's gone to voice, and then it went to images, and now obviously if you have those three, you go to the next, and now there's a video one called Soros, and it's it's like shockingly good. Like obviously you can look closely, but this is like version 0.0001 and it's still like that good. Um so people are getting concerned about this obviously. And I'm just wondering like are these tools more akin to like when encyclopedias first came out and like were being created and like this is just a new way for us to like work with and get information and create and present things in new ways with a new tool, or is this like, or do you guys think this is actually dangerous? Is this like a type of power that is a step too far.
I think it's as dangerous as the internet probably was. Like, it's really, really dangerous. People, there's probably going to be a time where like now it's just the wild, wild west while people figure out the limitations and like go figure out how far you can take it. But then eventually we're going to figure out a way to be able to work with it and discern it from everything else. Just like on like the early days of the internet, anyone could have written an article about anything. You really had no idea of how, with the credibility of things. So for a while, you just didn't really take everything you saw on the internet as real. Then we started getting like establishments that would come out of that, and still, even still, you might not you might not find even those establishments are telling the truth all the time. But yeah, I think it's gonna be just like that. Like it's gonna be like in a way, it's going to be a little harder because it's working on like the already developed understanding we have of like the internet. So there's already people who have like synonymized real life with the internet. So that part definitely is going to be hard to be able to discern. All right, just because I'm seeing this now does not mean it's true. But yeah, eventually, I think there's going to be a generation that comes out of that, not ours, but one down the line, that'll be able to use it and very quickly discern, all right, I shouldn't take this too seriously because it has these characteristics. What that's going to look like, I have no idea, but I think we'll figure that out.
What do you think, Laura?
Hmm. I feel like yeah, the same. Like for the most part, like do I think it's gonna be a danger? Like I don't know. I feel like people are just like yeah, they're gonna be able to make a video of like whatever the fuck you want, but like we're gonna get
We
used
could
to that. Like
we could always do that. We can do that now. Like that's what
right,
movies are.
yeah,
Right, but
exactly.
but you have an idea, right? It's a movie, but like it's only going to take one or two very high-profile people being accused of something through AI video, and like it to
Mm,
be very clearly be able to prove that like person that was not the case. It's only going to take like two or three high-profile ones of those where everyone else is just like, oh, okay, I actually can't trust video anymore. Like I
like
can't trust
any
video on the
video.
internet. Yeah. So for a while, you're just gonna have that until we establish whatever the system is for being able to discern it.
Is there anything like that right now? Like, is there any like medium of technology or information that has become so soiled that it's just like, oh, that shit, that's not real.
To me, the internet,
Like anytime you see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess technically any yeah.
the internet.
But like people still take it for face value though. Like people were
Yeah,
going
sure.
around saying that Mr. Beast sold his channel to Disney because like this one group said it so on their podcast or something, and then it just like took off as like truth.
Yep.
So people see stuff like they don't bother verifying it.
No.
Just one person has to say it, and then everyone else is like, "This is truth" because everyone else is saying it. But I mean, yeah, that's always been that way too. So like,
Because we're
I
stupid.
guess. Yeah, I
but
guess.
to have it so all video everywhere cannot be used as evidence for anything because AI is that good. Like that would be incredibly
That
horrifying
would,
for like the criminal justice system.
yeah,
Like,
and which means it would have to be fixed like pretty fucking fast. Like I
how do
think
you fix that?
I
I
mean, we're getting to.
good.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I don't know if you can fix it. That's what I was gonna say.
I
I
just
have no
feel like
idea.
we're getting to a point where this device that we have, like, it's capable of creating reality in a way that can trick other people into believing like what they're seeing is like actually happening.
Yeah.
It reminds me
It,
of, maybe this is like way too in the past, but I saw like a documentary about when the I forgot the name of the broadcast, but like back in the day when radio was a thing that everyone would like sit down and listen to as a family, there was some kind of like radio telecast called like the War of the Worlds or something like that, where they pretended like the Earth was being invaded, and
Oh
everyone
yeah,
actually believed it because there was like no TV or anything. There
yeah.
was only radio.
Yeah.
So like what they were broadcasting, they're like, holy shit, like the world is like under attack. Like it's over. Like it like
Mhm.
we have to like do something. And I'm just wondering, are we getting to a point now where there's gonna be another apex of technology where like an entire nation can fall victim to like something happening like that? Where they're like, oh God,
For
like
sure.
you think so?
Yeah, yeah. But then we lose all trust in the internet then. Like well, that's where that naturally has to go because if I can't discern whether what I'm seeing is true, I can't use it as a source of truth in any sense ever. Like it's just not. It immediately becomes obsolete.
That's what I'm saying though. It's like I think everyone is going to become so skeptical of everything that how could there ever be a mass panic when there could never be a mass trust?
Yeah, maybe not. But I feel like it depends on when it happens. Like if you're saying that we just lose all hope, we lose all trust in it, and then that happens, then yeah. But I'm saying like if it happened now, where like if AI was capable of generating like a convincing enough story and like run it as a news program and like have somehow found a way to make it so that news program also corroborated its story, like yeah, people would panic today. Like if that happened today, there would be a mass panic for sure.
But don't you think we're close to that? You don't think
Yeah, for
an
sure. Yeah,
AI could write a telecast and then create the video for it?
yeah, probably. Yeah, we're there.
I don't know. I feel like there's something missing. Like just having a well, I guess no. Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, that's enough.
I think it would eventually be found out,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think there initially would be a panic for sure.
It depends, yeah. Yeah, it depends where you get it and how many people see it fast enough.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that's like where we are. Like that's how it happens though.
yeah, as fast as possible.
Yeah, this is yeah. I have a feeling it's all gonna develop like super fast, like it already is, I guess. And it's definitely gonna get to the point. In fact, that probably is already true as well. Like where like any old person could just develop this AI because like especially with like coding and like computing and like whatnot, as long as you don't need ridiculous machinery to run it, which you don't, then you can
Don't we though?
I mean, and then also that's another thing, like machinery just gets more and more powerful. Like what I have on my desktop now could run like the entire government's worth of technology and space program like for like 12 for no, probably for like 30 years between like the 50s and 80s or something like that. So like back then they were probably like no one would ever get the technology where someone could just go to the store and buy such powerful like
God, that
machinery. But like
that's
here we are, it's like you totally can. So like it's just a matter of time, like even if it's like a machinery thing that like we're gonna miniaturize it and make it more efficient and cheaper so like everyone has it. And the technology of AI itself isn't proprietary at all. Like every company, like once more than two companies have it, it's not a secret anymore. And like every company's got it now. They've got their own like version of it. So like yeah, even if like we make it illegal here in America for something to do it, like China's not going to make it illegal or Russia or North Korea. So like it's out. Like this is happening period. Like there's nothing we can ever do to stop it or slow it down. And then on
mhm.
top of that, it will also for sure be used in like country versus country like I don't know, like warfare, espionage, general fuckery because like why would you not like release like a video of the president getting a golden shower from some prostitutes or something like that,
But
knowing
I'm
that like
saying
it's
like
gonna cause everything.
but now like how can you ever believe it? You can
Yeah,
always
you
just say
wouldn't. After that, it would be over. You'd have to use it for
That's
one
true.
one very like crazy tyrannical thing that would cause the blow up. That Skynet is what you're describing. You
hmm
can only use it once because if it ever gets out that that's not true, it will never work again.
I feel like now basically what you're gonna have to do in order to verify any video is there has to be like a witness. So we're like back to the time before there was videos.
Hmm.
Like, if you don't have a real human witness that can verify, like, yes, that did happen. What happened in the video is real. Then, like, it won't be verifiable. Which means it'll be like the golden age of crime again. Like, where you can
But
just,
you
like,
can. Is it? I
kidnap someone
mean,
in the forest and, like, never be found for, like, 40 years or some shit.
isn't that happening now?
But then again,
Like
like, we're
maybe it's
still,
not
like,
that crazy, but
they'll also have, like, every single person's DNA on record by then. So, like, that'll be a little bit different, I guess. Like, if there's like heinous crimes, then you could solve them. But if like there's just like nefarious things you're trying to prove and you get a video evidence of it and now you can't prove it, and it's not enough where like they would be going looking for DNA or evidence or something, then like that's basically just like you're gonna get away with it. It's like, no, that's just the AI video, it's not true. So it's like, okay,
okay.
well,
All right. Let me ask you guys
But
next
I feel like
question.
by then we would figure out how to discern an AI generated video from a recorded one.
but
Then what's
wouldn't you
even the
then
point? What's
make
even the
the AI like change itself a little bit so it's undiscernible again?
No, I think we would figure out a way to make it discernible.
So you think eventually we would beat AI essentially,
I think we can control AI.
but we'd we'd either all have to agree to that as an entire world, which is like basically very unlikely, or it would just have to be like literally out of reach for us as a species.
I think it's not out of this out of this world that we'd agree to that as a world. We already like semi agree on a lot of things as a world. Like we could be blowing each other up right now, but we keep the peace in some regards because we understand that it's probably in our all of our best interests. So I think if there was something that presented as big of a threat as like that something that could be world ending for us, I feel like we would come to some very quick, hasty agreements. It probably wouldn't be perfect, but I feel like we'd figure that out. If it's
But
complete annihilation,
this isn't world-ending technology, I don't think. Even at its best, I couldn't really imagine that
well,
that would happen.
I think the internet could be world ending. But we
Yeah,
agree
the
on
internet itself, is it world-ending?
it could be if you can hack
How,
the right thing.
it wouldn't end the world. Like you'd slow things down, but at the end of the day, like people shouldn't be killing themselves or anything. Like it would only be like the people who are like rich, I guess, and like who cares? Like that wouldn't end the world or
I
anything.
I think all right. So put it this way then. I feel like we're probably like 10 years technology wise away from everything being connected to like or okay, let's say 20 or 30 years away from everything being connected enough where the internet itself, just like being a good enough hacker, could be world ending.
That would be crazy and be a massive vulnerability for us as a species.
But
Because like if
but
there's a
isn't it
power
already a
outage, that
massive?
means you're in danger.
But I'm saying like, isn't that already a vulnerability for us?
I mean, I guess, yeah, if there's a power outage in the middle of
Yeah,
winter, then like yeah, we're in danger. But
that's
at
what I'm,
least like we can go make a fire or something like
right.
or
But
like do something. I don't know.
yeah,
But like it's hard to imagine where like a hacker could literally end someone's world unless like your life is hooked up to technology in some way,
I
like
don't
your
know.
clocks
I
and
what about
think.
everything.
just an electric car? Like if you could hack an electric car, you could kill them immediately.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, if you
That
have an
is
internet
literally world
controlled
ending for
car.
you. Yeah. And now that's what I
Yeah,
said
so if
30 years from now.
everyone, that's
30.
true. Yeah, okay.
So
If
yeah,
everyone had like an internet connected car that could be controlled by the car itself,
yeah,
and then they found a hack that could just turn everyone's car into suicide mode all at once,
yeah.
yeah, that would be apocalyptic for sure.
I mean, you could really
But
hurt
even
everyone if you
then,
found a way to hack everyone's phone right now and just like explode it immediately. Like they might not die, but they'd be hurt.
that's true. But it wouldn't be world ending. Actually,
It
both
would
of
not be
those
world ending.
scenarios wouldn't be world ending.
But that
I
would
think it is world ending.
uh, okay, maybe not like planet
Because after that
exploding.
happens, we would just not make cars that
All
connect to
right,
the internet anymore.
just so work with me here. Like, do this thought experiment with me.
Yeah,
What do you think would happen
you try.
if everyone in the world jumped at the same time?
Hmm.
Did they do a video on this? Like, what do you
Yeah,
mean?
but you
Nothing
can put
happened.
anything in there. You can put anything you want. Like, what if everyone clapped at the same time or sneezed at the same time?
Yeah, just
So
synchronization. Hmm.
yeah, everyone would do it at the same time. I don't see like what would the like. Okay, what does that
I'm saying
mean?
like literally everyone, every organism on the planet.
Organism.
Yeah.
So does that
If they
include
all, if
not
we
only
all
me
flew into
myself, but
one,
my individual cells?
i-
Anything that can sneeze.
okay, that's good.
Okay, so anything that has the organs to sneeze.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That was all on one continent, and all of those things jumped at the same time.
Hmm.
Nothing would happen, right?
So it wouldn't be world ending. I'm not. I don't know if there's like a. There's not a correct like. There's not a right or wrong answer. I'm wondering what you guys think.
Yeah, no, I don't think that would be world ending.
I think that
It'd be crazy.
I think that has the potential to be world ending. That seems like it could be world ending. I don't know the math, but it seems like it could be bad.
If we all sneeze at the exact same time,
Not
and then like
sneezed, jumped.
everyone just
Yeah, I
immediately
think
kill themselves.
I'm
Synchronized
more
jump, I would be
on.
worried about.
I'm more on John's side on this. Like I think
Like, why
the
would you
more
go crazy? I don't understand.
not go. I mean not go crazy, but I think we would have a lot of messes to clean up.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be world ending. Like a
It might.
nuclear warfare, that's world ending. Like you can't even clean it up. Like it's just like you're done. Like
But
species
let's say
over,
I
game
think
over, period.
I think but let's say that everyone at the nuclear silo at wherever, all of them end up doing the same thing at once. You don't think everyone in that silo is going to be like, this is a bio attack. It's over. Like, we're launching the nukes.
If they all jumped or did something weird at the same time and they
Yeah.
all knew that they all did something weird at the exact
Tell
same
me the
time,
last time that you were in a room where everyone sneezed at the exact same time.
I mean, they would probably just shut it down and then like go like hide out for a little bit until like nothing else weird happened for a little while and then they would start things back up.
Have you ever been in a room where more than two people did something at the exact same time?
No, not really. More, I mean, unless they're
Coincidentally,
like doing
not
a
like, no,
dance.
not a dance. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Not a cha-cha slide or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it was just a pure coincidence that everyone in the world, or not everyone, everyone in the room ended up making the same movement or gesture at the same time.
Mm,
It's got to be like one in every like 30,000 rooms you've been in. Like
It doesn't. I
it
don't
has to
think
be a
it
small.
happened.
It has to be a small number. Like I know I definitely can remember times where like someone might have said or like Jinx, like when you say the same things at the same time. But like
I'm talking
even
about more than two people though.
yeah, no, I understand. Like yeah, I may have seen that one time, but that's like the one time in my entire life, and it's definitely never ever happened at any other point.
That's why that Spider-Man thing is such a meme because it's so like ridiculous. It's so outrageous
Yeah,
because it doesn't exist. Like
yeah, that's not
that
real.
image is not.
It doesn't
It's
happen.
ludicrous. So imagine now, like even as simple as like having five people do the exact same thing in synchronization coincidentally at once. Like expand that to 1,000.
a billion.
Yeah, 100,000, a million. I don't know. I think that would be a huge problem.
It would be a problem, but like
Like no matter how small it is,
I don't think it would be
if
like I
everyone,
don't think it would threaten our species though. Like
if
humanity would
everyone,
go on.
no, if everyone in Wisconsin woke up at 2 a.m. and snapped their fingers 3 times, like, and then went to bed, the next day there would be chaos.
But
I
people would
promise
still
you.
show up to work.
But
Like
there
I
would
feel
be
like
chaos.
I know people who would be like, huh, oh well, like shrug their shoulders, go back to bed, literally not look at the news or anything, or even like ask anything about
Yeah,
it, and
but
just show up to their 9 to 5
I don't think
job
it would be
with the
enough
same
people.
dead look at their face.
It wouldn't be enough people.
I feel like there's enough NPCs out there where like they just wouldn't even question anything and they would just continue about their day as if
Okay,
nothing
but
is even
do you think
happening.
the world would still go on like if if enough people in Wisconsin started like learning that this happened to everyone in this state and nowhere else.
No, that'd be weird.
No, that'd be weird.
Yeah, that's panic. It has to be.
Yeah, it is panic. It would completely consume us, like as far as like what we spent our extra time with. But like you would still go eat, you would still feed your kids, you would still like make sure you're gonna live. Like you wouldn't just like kill yourself immediately or just be like burn it all to the ground and just like set fire to your whole neighborhood.
Some people
Like
would though. Think about a whole state. Like, you don't think there's like at least 100 lunatics like that? Like, if they get one sign, they're like, "All right, it's time." I heard there was like it was only one person that started all those wildfires in California.
that's wild. Could you imagine that? But if that's
Yeah,
all it took, then like the earth needs to like toughen up. Like you can't just let one dude start like burn half your forest down. Like it's got to get that rain up.
but yeah, I mean we were there. We we ruined the
Freaking
land.
weak ass earth. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
But I
I don't
mean,
know, man.
like, yeah, uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be wild though.
Oh man. So basically, all right. So just to button up that conversation, do you think the power to make a lot of people believe one thing is a problem? Yes or no?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a potential problem, but I wouldn't consider it a problem immediately, unless like whoever had the ability to do that was a problem. But I wouldn't say that ability in itself has to be a problem.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it's a huge problem.
I agree with Laura on that. I don't think that ability itself is a problem, but the potential it has right now is a huge problem.
It's
Like if
all
we
a
ever got
problem.
to a point where like anyone, like if I could just build a nuke, like right now, like anyone, I feel like that would be a problem.
But how John was saying, I think we kind of are at that point. Like, you don't have to build the nuke yourself. All you have to do is get into the system to launch it, or be able to manipulate people well enough to launch it.
Yeah. But we trust that that won't happen. Like, yeah, we
But it's
are.
getting to a point where you can break down that trust very easily.
I, I think depending on who you are, that trust probably is already gone. I think there's just probably, I don't know. I feel like I do not trust that necessarily that everyone's going to do the right thing. Like, I hope that's the case because I don't really have a choice. But yeah, do I trust that the people who are like in charge are necessarily going to be smart? No. I'm just trying to do the best that I can until with the time that I have.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. For me, that trust is kind of broken. But yeah, I guess for the majority of people, you probably have to have that trust for society to like work. Otherwise, yeah, we are kind of getting to the point where you can break it down a little bit easier. But I don't know. I feel like people are dumb in general. So I don't know. I think there's still going to be a very large section of the population that, even in the face of imminent danger, will be like, it'll be fun. So
Yeah, that's true. But also, I don't know. I think everyone thinks that everyone else is dumb. So, at the end of the day,
I don't think that's
I don't
true.
know.
I think
Really?
I think there's some people who think most people are generally smart.
They must be pretty dumb
Hmm.
then.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. I haven't met very many people like that are willing to be like, yeah, a lot of people are way smarter than I am.
Yeah. Now, I think if you ask most people like where they sit in the hierarchy, they'll probably put themselves in the top half, the top percentage, unless they've like the top half at least, unless they have some like I don't know, maybe they just don't feel good about themselves. But I feel like most people probably put themselves in the top half. What do you think? Top half?
Yeah, I think so too. I think
Yeah, I
everyone
would say
thinks
most
that they're
people
smarter than everyone else,
that yeah, they're above average.
but that can't be true.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I guess when I thought of like smarter than everyone else, I thought like that they thought they were at the upper echelons.
Yeah, I think that everyone thinks that.
Okay, so that yeah, that I don't think is true. I think there's some people who think they're top 50, but I don't think most people think that when they think about themselves, they're like, yeah, I'm top 10% of intelligence in the entire world.
Not the entire world, but their world, yeah. I think a lot of people go out like of their house and like when they're out in the world they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm smart enough to like outmaneuver a lot of people out here." I don't think a lot I could be I mean I hope that I'm wrong. Actually, I don't hope that I'm wrong. I hope that there's not a lot of people going out of their houses and being afraid like, "Oh God, like I don't know what I'm doing. Like I'm such an idiot. Like how am I gonna get through this?" Like that's
Oh,
not good
jeez.
either. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, the way you phrase that together is like I don't think thinking you're an idiot necessarily thinks you're makes it so that you think you're like woe is me. Like you can recognize you're just maybe not conventionally smart, but also that you need to learn those things. Like you don't have to be like dumb and sad. You could be dumb and like getting better. I feel like that's how you become smart.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so don't be sad if you feel dumb. Just go out and learn. It's fine.
Yeah, don't be a dummy.
Don't be a dummy.
I don't know what comes after that, but
Don't be a sad dummy. Get smart.
get smart. Yeah, it just flows right off the
Oh
tongue.
wow.
Yeah. No, no, but for real, it's that's learning is for everyone. So just do that.
Are you Valero? This is for you. Are you excited to go to eventually parent teacher conferences to be on the other side of it?
No, I'm not.
Mm.
Really?
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't know how my kid's gonna be. I have no idea. Like, I have no idea. So like, I'm gonna be afraid to get like bad news. Like, yeah, your kid was a complete ass, and like you should be ashamed of yourself as a parent that you would send this monster here with the rest of us civilized human beings.
You would never hear that in a PTA meeting.
Right? They would
They
actually
would they would
send
call
like say
your
something like that.
they'd call your kid specially gifted and like rambunctious. They use real positive word like rambunctious. He's
Yeah.
he's an
Oh, this child is
adventurer,
so spirited, full of
spirited, yeah,
energy.
spirited, full of energy. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would
Well,
never hear your kid's bad. Like they would have to stab someone.
damn,
If in
really?
today's world you get told your kid is an ass, like legitimately, like your kid's just bad, like from a teacher, I feel like yeah, your kid might be bad for real.
Like they had to sit down and break it down that deeply. Like, so I gotta let you know your kid is. Mm-mm.
Yeah, your kid's just an asshole. Yeah,
I
because
honestly like I wish that the teachers would tell like you that like if they are like I would want to know like don't lie to me and say like all these good things. I'm like, okay, special has a gift that no one else has. Huh. This is good. I'm gonna raise the rest of my kids the same way then. Like, no,
Mhm.
we don't want that. Like people, yeah, people need to like definitely just grow a pair and just like learn how to like take criticism without getting so butthurt about it.
Don't get your
But
butt hurt.
that's
Is
yeah.
that you becoming old?
No, I've always felt that way from the beginning. Literally, I feel like I've actually gotten better about that since I've gotten older. If anything, I'm just like, okay, I'll be a little bit nicer. But my true feelings, no, they're still there.
My true feelings.
Yeah, emotions have no place in the decision-making process.
Yeah, I'm not even like upset that people don't take criticism well. I'm that's part of it for sure, but like I feel like more than that even like they don't like reflect at all. Like because of that demeanor, like that of the school teacher who tells your kid that they're great always, you never if you're always told you're great exactly how you are, you never grow. Like you never do any better than you started out. So that's why criticism is so hard for people today is because they've been told their whole lives that they're perfect. So like of course, why would you ever bother to do anything that actually benefits you in any real way, like not the superficial I'm on Instagram and I like have better help, like not that shit. Like but actually like yeah, like someone told like you said, someone came to me and said, "Hey, this is kind of weird and this is like might be a problem." And you're just like, "Huh, yeah, maybe you're right." Like that might actually be true. Like I don't think that even happens that much anymore.
Yeah, it
Okay,
really
so
doesn't.
this is gonna be my last question. Then we can wrap it up for tonight. Um, what is your guys' like method of finding or justifying truth for yourself now in March 2024? Like, what steps do you have to take before you believe something is like, oh, okay, I believe this. Like, this is the gospel. Like, I've seen enough. I'm gonna take this as word.
I feel like for me, I have to see it take it as word. Well, it depends on the severity of like the topic.
Yep.
Like like if it was like another 9/11, like I would have to like see it from like a big news source to like believe it. Like if my mom and like one of you told me that it happened, I wouldn't there's no way I would just be like, no way, tell me more about it. I would immediately look that shit up and just start like looking at like who else is talking about it and like who else is posting it. Like, but if it was just like something small, like, oh, did you hear that Kim and Kanye got back together? Then like I would just take your word for it immediately. Like, but like, yeah, it depends on the severity. But like, let's say it was that like very important severe thing like 9/11, I would say yeah, like it has to be a large, well-established, untainted news source, which there are some like out there for sure. So like you just kind of have to like figure out which ones are good for you and then like always like keep using them. I feel like it's definitely good to have like a relationship with like a certain like news outlet. Like, not that they have to know who you are, but I feel like it's good if you know who they are. So that way, like, you kind of have an idea of like what they might push and what they wouldn't push already. So
Okay,
then when you
yeah.
do see something, like, you would just know it. But if you just like keep jumping to like a new one or a different one every time, I feel like you never truly get to know who's publishing this stuff. So yeah, I do have like my couple news sources I always go to, no matter what, if I want to like reference something big.
Okay. So if it's like global or nation breaking news, you only believe it if people closest to you also tell you about it. But if it's just like everyday, like light news, you just kind of take it at face value right away.
Right, yeah.
Okay. What about you, John?
Yeah, it depends on the severity of the claim. Um, if it's something mundane, like Valero said, like if it doesn't change my world at all, I'm probably willing to just grant if it's someone I trust that it probably is true. Like especially if it's something that doesn't like violate the laws of physics. Like if you tell me you have a pet cat, I'll just even if I haven't seen the cat, I'll probably agree that you have the cat if someone else asks me. But if you told me that like your cat has wings and can fly, well then I'm gonna need to see that. Like there'd be no way that I'd believe that. But yeah, if it's something just like from the news, yeah, I guess corroborated news stories, I suppose. There aren't many things that I think about day to day that like I would even check the news for. Because like nothing, I can't think of
Like what if
anything.
like what if we told you like tonight, like yeah, like 9/11 part 2 happened. Like did you hear about it? Like
I would
would
say
you look
no,
it
I
up
probably
somewhere?
did. Yeah, I'd just say did like yeah, not like second 9/11. Yeah, I probably just Google it or some shit like that. So yeah, if that happened, but yeah, otherwise I wouldn't even know about it. So, but I would yeah, if you said that, I would look. I would definitely
So
look.
you would Google it. So as
Yeah,
long as like
probably.
you saw stuff posted on like different websites all over Google and you'd be like, all right, this happened.
Assuming that there was yeah some probably larger, like you said, media entities saying the same thing. Again, if it doesn't, if I would also though be open to the fact that like maybe those people were deceived. So like I would also not like discredit any other information that I saw that came out because like there's been plenty of times where I feel like big news organizations have like printed a story and then just turned around and be like, oh, actually, that wasn't true. So yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything world-ending that would make me like scared enough to do anything though. That's the problem. Like that's part of why I don't watch the news much, because like so little of it is actionable.
Hmm.
Especially where I am. It's not like I can even get like reports on what like the traffic. Like where am I going? Like it wouldn't matter.
True. That's that's a really great point. Yeah, why isn't the news more actionable?
It's not
You would
designed.
think
It's not designed
you
to
would think
actually do
with
that.
a word like the news, it would be action.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't that crazy? They just tell you all the stuff that you should worry about that's out of your grasp. Always. Like, hey, someone got killed over
It should
here,
be
right next to
it
your
should be
building.
called the alert. It's
Yeah.
not the news.
It's the alerts. That's exactly what it is. Yep. That is a perfect word for it. It is the alerts.
Alert, 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 alert.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you just go talk to about it with other people. And it's like, yeah, did you hear that happened? Yeah, that was crazy, man. Yeah, that's it. And then you just watch for the next thing. The
Wow.
alerts. Yeah, when was the last time you heard something on the news that you actually like that you took action on in your own life? Like, like legitimately. I just don't think that happens very often.
The weather. That's the
Right,
only thing.
the weather. Yep, fair enough.
Yeah, when I heard about the pandemic, I went and like stocked up on a bunch of shit. Bought so
Pandemic.
many wipes and sanitary products. I still have wipes from that. And like wipes were
Surely,
like one of those items that like you couldn't get your hands on.
surely
But
they're
not me.
expired by now.
I had that shit. Yeah, right? They're definitely
They're
expired.
definitely expired.
But like they're still wet.
Are you sure? You're gonna
Yeah.
open it, it's just gonna be like,
Nah, they're wet, but that chemical's gonna
No,
fucking singe your eyeballs the moment you open
I
it.
literally just used one today.
Oh,
It
I could just
literally it seems exactly as good as new.
I could
It
just
might not
hear your
even be working
skin like
anymore though.
peeling away from your bones. I can just feel it.
Well, like it's like one of the it's like a surface like wipe, like a desanitizing surface wipe. So you're not supposed to use it on your skin, but like, and I don't like I do touch my hands with it though. Like it touches my hands, but nothing bad has
Oof.
happened. I
Right down to
assume
the
like if
knuckle meat.
anything, it just gets weaker. Yeah, hopefully not stronger. Like this
it's
turns into pure
fermenting in the
acid.
tube.
Yep, that's what I imagine.
There's no way. How can like an antibacterial fluid ferment?
Yeah.
Is that even possible?
It's only antibacterial through that expiration date. Then it's full on bacterial.
Then it just becomes a wet cloth. It just becomes a mold cloth. Dude, that's a shit product. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I didn't even know that those expired until we had to throw some away that we like from when
Wait,
Milo was
what?
little. And yeah, they actually I couldn't believe it. They expire. It's a crazy
So
thing.
you're so you're telling me something that's supposed to like be the height of cleanliness, and if I wait too long, now it becomes like a serious like the opposite, a serious problem.
Now you're dirty, yeah.
Like something that I have to buy like more wipes to like clean.
Yeah, the ones you should have used in the beginning, you have to rebuy those now. And use it to clean up the mess you've made of wipes. Oh.
That's insane. Could you imagine? Oh wow.
No, I'm just trolling. Like they do have expiration dates, but to Valero's point, they're probably still fine. Like they're like if now I will say 3, 4 years, I would not be touching those things. I just don't know enough about how things degrade to be testing things that far outside the expirations. I can't do it.
Can you guys imagine being tasked with cleaning an office building like stacked, like just completely like just what's the word? Where people just collect things forever?
Hoarded.
Yeah. Hoarded to the brim with cleaning supplies. And you have to clean that building. Like how utterly just like soul crushing to have to
Cleaning supplies?
cleaning like a building trashed by cleaning supplies.
That'd be
You're
so
cleaning up a
stupid.
chemical spill.
Yeah, that's a chemical spill at that point. Cleaning supplies.
But just like the fact that you're like looking at all this, like you're using the same stuff to clean the stuff that, yeah, it's just,
There's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
brooms like strewn about, like
yeah.
garbage, loose garbage bags, empty ones, just
yeah.
unused, just
You're
all
picking up
around.
Clorox wipes with other Clorox wipes. Like that's not
Oh,
that's filthy. Like I don't
It
want
just
oh.
that.
makes no sense. Yeah.
I don't want that.
Can you guys think of any other job so damning?
Hardly.
Like just so backwards, like to know that it's almost like every action that you take is just like truly worthless.
Uh, yeah, like basically Chicago street sweepers.
No, no.
Yeah.
I would enjoy that job because every day you know that like there's gonna be something to do and like
Yeah,
it will get
you
done.
yeah, there's always something to do because you've always made zero progress.
Yeah, you're indispensable.
That would okay. That would be soul crushing for me. Knowing that literally, like, and I get it. Like, it's a job, right? There's no end. But yeah, knowing that, like, in terms of the fact that I cleaned it, literally seconds after I've cleaned it, it's as if I wasn't there. Ugh.
I think that's every job, really.
I don't know, man. Like I want to like sometimes if I'm proud of my work, I want to see like a visual of my work. And like that's one job I would never have that ability with.
What do you mean? You're street sweeping. You can see it like behind you in the rear view.
Yeah, literally you could only see it while you're doing it. Like that's the problem. Like
Oh, dude, that feels good.
oh
That's
no, I don't
great.
like that. I don't like that at all.
Oh, you want to sit and stew?
No,
You
sometimes I
want
want
to
to
do the work
admire.
one day and then like wait 6 months later and be like, holy shit, it actually worked.
Sometimes I want to just admire and like have physical proof for more than two
Oh,
seconds.
you Myron over there?
Yeah, I'm Myron, man. I worked hard for that work, man. I just want to look at it. Those
Yeah, I get that,
those
but
Chicago cars, they don't give a fuck.
no, I think yeah, I don't
You
know.
ever seen have you can you imagine being okay, let me paint a picture for you. You're a street sweeper, right? You're going past and there's a guy he's been drinking the drink you have right in your hand. And he just drives past you and just clean, and he just watches you go past and then immediately he's just like
It just
like do you understand? Like I've seen that happen
Oh
before
my
with my own
god.
eyes. Like people don't
Like wow.
care.
That's
I'd
just
be fine with that. I'm okay with that.
that's incredible.
But I'm not.
Yeah, you're different,
I
man.
wouldn't say that I'm
You're
wired
you're built
the
different.
same.
Like you just
No,
look in
I'm
your
not gonna
rearview
say that.
mirror after you pass something and this guy just dumping out a bag of trash
Yeah,
right behind your truck.
he's just looking at you in the mirror like
He's like walking slowly right behind your
Yeah.
truck, just
Yeah.
slowly emptying out
That
the
does not
trash.
even, yeah, that does not even bother me. You're telling me that I have more time to make something even more perfect, and you're gonna pay me for it? Okay, hell
Sure.
yeah,
It's
dude.
like
Like,
whatever. I'll just circle
like,
back around
fuck
the
yeah,
block then.
yeah. I'm like, dude,
He's
like you're
like,
making my day.
He's
nah,
like,
see,
all right.
I'd be pissed.
He's like, you got any more trash? Like, keep dumping it out. I'll keep making
Hell yeah,
circles.
dude.
Yeah.
Honestly,
And
that might be
also,
kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie.
oh,
Yeah, it's like so you yeah, it's like all right, so we're gonna need you to work for as long as possible, just until like the trash is gone. And you're telling me all I have to do is like do a NASCAR circuit?
I also don't like just the blatant disrespect for the job. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
I feel like that's
like.
the part that bothers me the most. Like, he's not.
Yeah.
He didn't just do it at any time. He's
Yeah.
purposely following
These
your truck just to dump trash
Yes.
directly behind it
Yes,
because that's
exactly.
the most disrespectful possible thing you could do right
who
now.
cares? These people will never know me. Like they don't know who I am.
Yeah,
Like
but see, like that's
Oh
okay.
my
To speak to
god.
like qualities that might make me not want to get to know you, that's one of them. So like, if I would like to imagine a
Oh, for
world
sure.
where like you would not disrespect my job so much and be an ass and not know me, that you would do that. But you've already started to disqualify. Like, why are you trying so hard to disqualify yourself? Like, what are you doing that for? Like, that's the
I
crazy
mean,
part. It's just
they're giving me something to me that seems like you're giving me something to do. I'm like, thank you. Like that's great.
okay. So you're fine if someone just comes to your house and just trashes it.
I'm not getting paid for that, so no, I would not be happy about that.
Oh, so if they trash it and then pay you, then you're fine.
Dude, why would they? What? Yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
wait.
hell yeah,
So
do it.
how much would you need to be paid to have to let
That's a
someone
great
come into
question.
your house right now and completely trash it? Like trash is in like they might break a few things, but not walls. So like your some of your stuff might be replaced. If it is, it will be paid for. How much would you need to be paid on top of obviously replacing the shit for them to do that?
30 grand.
30,000?
Hmm.
Huh.
That actually kind of seems appropriate.
Right, yeah. I was just thinking that same thing. Like, that's not bad. Like my whole house, like
Cause,
everything.
cause for 30 grand, I could pretty much replace everything. And, like memories, that would be fucked. Like as long as you
So if
agree.
someone
Dude,
literally,
the memory of seeing someone trash my whole house would be fucking awesome.
No,
Like, are you kidding me? Like
no.
to get to see that actually happen, and now I have all this money to just start
Oh
over
my
afterward.
god.
Like
No, like what the
that
fuck?
is literally the best thing that could ever happen to me.
No, I'm like talking about talking about like things I have in my house that are important to me, like from that were memories of mine. So like if you trash things I couldn't replace, that would be hard.
Is this guy gonna trash my brain
Well, yeah, no, I
or
guess.
person?
Yeah,
So then
if you're not attached to any individual thing, then yeah, I guess it doesn't matter.
I can't. Yeah, I am attached to things, but at the end of the day, I can get attached to new things.
That's also true. Yeah, I would have to have some stipulations, but of like certain things, I would have to be able to get out of the house. Nothing large, but like pictures and shit, I wouldn't want to be destroyed. But assuming that, yeah, I could probably. I might need more than 30. Because I also want to
That makes
rebuy
sense.
everything and like have it shipped to me. Like I don't want to have to think about it. I want someone to like come and install
Yeah.
it too if it's like really fucked.
But
But
I'm
yeah,
also just
30.
one person in an
Yeah,
apartment, so that
yeah, yep, yeah. But
yeah.
30 still seems very. That's actually. I'm gonna have to think about that because now and now I'm like,
You want to come do it?
is 30 enough? He's like, I'm here.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
so like, what if someone literally came and offered you right here, right now, 25,000, like for
Oh,
real, an
here we go.
actual check, and like would you say no?
I will only do it and under the conditions of there is a 3 day, no, 4 day escrow period, and we have to go to the bank together, and I will only accept it in American bills.
You said 3 days later you'd have to pay by. Wait,
Four
what'd
day
you
escrow. 4 day escrow period.
say? 4 day escrow period.
Mm. Before the event takes place.
Interesting.
Once again, very
But still,
reasonable.
you would do it for 25?
Hmm.
What about 20?
No,
Seriously, you wouldn't do it? You wouldn't let them trash your house for
I wouldn't do it.
$20,000?
I wouldn't do
mm-mm.
it for 20 either.
Not for 20. No,
So your lowest limit is like 25. So
25,
25 for
25 4 day, 30. I'll give you 2 days.
to trash it? 2 days?
No, I'll give you 2 days to produce the American bills at the bank.
Oh, okay, okay.
Anything more than that, yeah, anything more than that, I'm willing to take it without an escrow period. Because now I can at least like turn you in and get like probably something from that if you give me fake money or anything.
That's hilarious. I mean, can't they just transfer the money into a bank account or just write you a check? Why is it? Yeah, can't they give you a certified check from a bank?
No,
Why not?
because I want to know it's real right now.
A certified check is real.
No,
You
no.
could fake a
Okay,
certified check.
well, what if they wire you the money?
I don't want to have to like deal with other like I don't know. How am I gonna say like corporations or institutions like within the transaction? I
I
just
think
want the pure value to be real, and it could even be gold, I guess.
to obtain like that is like hard in itself. Like I'm just like, why? Like
Yeah, I
can't
want
they
it to
just
be hard. If you want to do that to like my space, this space that I've cultivated over like damn near 10 years, then yeah, I want it to be hard as hell. It's not a frivolous thing to me.
that's hilarious. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess like yeah, I would trash my house. Trash it and things might break. Like a lot of things could potentially break. Yeah, 30,000 sounds about right. I guess like I would accept 25,000 at the end of the day.
I should have gone less. I
20,000?
feel like you would have said yes to 5,000.
5,000? No. No, there's no fucking way. I feel like my bare minimum before actually thinking about it was gonna be like maybe like 10 or 15,000.
Yeah, I've reconsidered after listening to all this. I'm gonna need 100.
100? You really think so?
Yeah.
a hundred
Yeah.
thousand dollars.
Yep.
So no structural damage,
Yep. No.
but it's just like someone had like a complete like week-long bender of a rager in your
Yeah.
house.
No. Yeah. No.
And they took every single thing out of its place and it was thrown
No.
somewhere.
Like this is a biohazard. Like you need to bring in like
Yeah.
hazmat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna have to pay for all that and have them set it
Hmm.
all up. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
See
need
you.
to.
Yeah, you get it. Yeah,
Yep.
you get it.
I need to. If I'm already cutting that with another person now because you fucked this all up, then I need to make sure that my portion is still pretty large. So
Dude,
yeah,
I
hundred
feel
thousand at least.
so. So Blair, what was like? I feel like you threw quite a few parties. Like, how have you not seen the carnage? Because like I'm just like remembering the things that like happened in the places where I've thrown parties. Like like there was blood. Like the plumbing was fucked. There was holes in the walls. Like it was like a for real like we might as well just like raise the whole building and like start over.
And like we did that for free pretty much.
Yeah.
For nothing.
Yeah, for nothing.
Like
For
maybe if
just
you were
memories.
like yeah, right. Like maybe if you really had a good party or like people wanted to go, you can charge at the door and like
I mean,
maybe
that
make a
was a
little
good
money.
party.
Yeah, that was. But yeah, it's like nothing. So it's like kind of crazy that we would agree to do that in our own homes, but we didn't agree. But like even during those parties, like no one went in my room.
True.
Like my room, I feel like that'd be different. If my room was trash, yeah, I would. Holy crap, yeah, that would be not good.
Yeah, it wasn't your stuff you were dealing with.
Yeah.
Plus, like also back then we didn't have as much. Now we have so much more.
Yeah.
It's also true.
All right. Well, thanks for engaging in that thought exercise with me. Very fun stuff. I think we'll end it there for episode 47. Uh, Thank you to Valero and John for another good episode. And we will see you again on the next one. I'm not even going to tell you when it's going to happen, but it will happen. So,
Never.
yep. No, it'll happen.
We'll be back.
So, yeah, see you next time on episode 48. But until next time, bye bye.